In this lab, we are going to be learning how to deploy chain code on the IBM blockchain service on Bluemix. We're going to start off in this first segment by creating a copy of the blockchain service in Bluemix and installing the Go programming environment on this workstation. So, here I am on my Bluemix dashboard. I'm using the classic user interface view. You could also use the new user interface for Bluemix. What we're doing here is pretty simple either way. I'm going to start off by getting a copy of the blockchain service running. Click here on Use Services or APIs. Quickest way to find it is just type up here in the search bar, blockchain. There's the service we want. We'll select it. We'll keep everything as default, so I'm going to customize the name a little bit. There we go. And I'll click on Create. This will take a few moments. When it's finished, you'll see a copy of the dashboard for your blockchain service. And this should be the service dashboard. You'll see here a launch button. We'll click on the launch button to go over to the dashboard before we start the rest of the lab. And you'll see here in the dashboard a series of tabs: network, blockchain, demo code, APIs, logs, status support. We'll be doing most of our work here over in the APIs tab as we progress along. Let's go back to the dashboard and pull up the instructions for the rest of the lab. I'm going to go to the blockchain documentation and select Samples and Tutorials and select Using the Chain Code tutorial. You'll see here this first step here in setting up the environment is to download and install Golang for your operating system. We'll go on to this link, and I'm running Windows on this workstation. Let's click in here, and here comes the download. So it'll take just a moment. Okay, the download just finished. I'll right click on this and install. If you get any prompts or whatever, just go ahead and accept them. Accept the license agreement. And I use the default programming path here. Again, this will take a moment, so we'll just wait. Okay, the install is finished. We'll click on the Finish button to close the wizard and get back to our instructions. The next step in instructions is very important, setting the Go path. And this is where you are going to specify where your Go code projects or your chain code projects will live. So happen to be on a Windows workstation, so we'll follow these exact steps. Edit environment variables. And I'm going to use a path called GoProg for Go programs. And we'll here. Not a new. Exit this shell and start a new command prompt with Git enabled. Let's make the font a little bit bigger. There we go. And go to my GoProg directory. Take a look at our environment variables. Make sure that Go path and Go root are set. Now let's go down to our next step here. We're going to add the Hyperledger shim code to the Go path. Highlight this and copy. if you get prompted, then go ahead and allow the Go program to go to the internet because it needs to be able to retrieve the project from GitHub. This also takes a few moments, but once it's done, we'll be ready, and we'll stop this video and let you get on with doing the same steps on your own workstation. In the next video, we'll be setting up project from GitHub and getting ready to edit our own chain code before deploying it back to the blockchain network service in Bluemix. Okay, after the download is complete, you'll see here from a directory listing that there's some new items here. So in this directory we see the Hyperledger Fabric shim code that our chain code will call. That completes our setup for this step. In the next step, we will set up GitHub repository and pull down some chain code to the workstation.